So we've got some insider information coming out. The original source is this video here, which I, of course, cannot read or understand. So we'll take a look at the Reddit post. But the first thing of interest that we're going to get from this is that for Overwatch 1, it was never expected to be a live service game when they were developing it. That was something they were forced into by the market after they'd released their game or as they were about to release their game. And as such, they were never really set up on the back end for continuous character releases, both from a, hey, have you set up your projects, and from a, hey, how is your game actually set up standpoint. So that's a bit of an interesting piece. But then that sort of continues to infect us as we move into Overwatch 2. For Overwatch 2, it was fully intended to focus on PvE first and mostly only. It was really meant to be a PvE game. We sort of knew that. It's not news, but it was really just going to carry over the Overwatch 1 PvP without significant updates to it. None of this 5v5, none of this, hey, big hero reworks, things like that. It was mostly, hey, Overwatch 1 is a complete game. Overwatch 2 was going to be about PVE, and maybe we'll do some graphical updates, maybe we'll do a few new heroes, so those will of course end up in the PvP as well. That was the original plan for Overwatch 2, but then it ran into development problems. We had stuff where, of course, Bobby Kotick had his pet side projects that a bunch got abandoned, but time got wasted on. COVID happened, there were Blizzard legal issues and the things that led to those legal issues. Some not great stuff there. But then they were getting pressure from the top, from the parent company, Activision Blizzard after all, saying, hey, why aren't you delivering? This is coming too slowly. And supposedly that led to Jeff and some of the other senior people going, no, we're out, we're done. We planned on working on this in the standard Blizzard way of it's done when it's done, darn it, and it'll be perfect, but you're not making us send it out a minute before it's done. So supposedly that's why they then left. But then what we're looking at is they got a new player involved. They got a new player named Walter Kong, and Walter Kong came over from Epic Games, specifically from Fortnite. So he was very familiar with the live service model, more of the continuous drip of content, and he became part of the leadership for Overwatch 2. He actually was the one who made the call to split PvE and PvP, and that's ultimately what led to us getting the beta in the first place. So without that call, we still wouldn't have a beta, and it turns out that PvE is still pretty far off. We're hearing no end in sight on that. It's quite a bit away. So we wouldn't have a beta now. We probably wouldn't have a game this year from a PvE standpoint. We definitely wouldn't have had 5v5, however you feel about that. And then we see that Aaron Keller, who we all know seems pretty on board with the new Walter approach, but honestly, that's what any good lieutenant should do. They should go, hey, what does my general want? General Jeff wanted us to do this perfect game that releases when it's done. General Jeff is gone. Now General Walter Kong is in place, and he wants this more continuous drip of content, more like what's going on in the rest of the landscape of live service gaming there. Okay, I can adjust to that and make sure the troops deliver that. So that's kind of interesting, but what do you guys think? Are you more a fan of the Jeff approach, more a fan of the Walter approach? What are you guys looking for? Would you have happily waited another couple years for Overwatch 2? Would you have preferred that we kept it and then didn't have many adjustments, so we still had 6v6 and didn't have these hero adjustments? Or do you like what we're getting with Overwatch 2, like the continuous content that seems to be planned here and some of the bigger changes to PvP that we might not have gotten if things had stayed on the old plan there? Let me know in the comments down below what you think. If you're enjoying content like this, want to be kept up to date on Overwatch 2 news, events, analysis, things like that, drop a like, consider subscribing for more, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Thanks, Temporal out.